No. I actually don't know where he picked up his lettering, actually.
Can you describe his lettering? What did it look like?
Back then, I thought it was dope.
Have you seen it recently?
Yeah.
And what do you think about it now these days?
I would say it's some drunk shit. You know, like, he just did it just to do it, like. But it looked cool at the moment. Like, everybody appreciated it. It looks cool. All the letters.
Do you ever ask your dad about graffiti? Do you guys ever have the conversation?
Oh yeah, he don't like it. He don't like me doing that shit.
What does he tell? If we were to ask him, what do you do? What would your dad say? What would it be his response?
He'll probably just shake his head and be like, I don't know, man. He does whatever he wants, to be honest.
Now that graffiti's in your mind, you enter your cousin's room and see the DJ tables, the graffiti. From that point on, do you start noticing graffiti on the streets?
Yeah.
Do you remember some of the names that come to your mind that you would see on the streets in those early years?
Euler.
What was it about Euler that caught your eye?
Just the chunky, bold style, like with the NY fat cap. Like, I always wanted to write like that. It's just bold, legible.
Euler made an appearance on a Fox News special in the mid to late 90s, I want to say. Did you ever check that out?
I think I might have came across it a couple of times.
Do you remember what were your impressions of first seeing Euler? Does he inspire you to go out? Does he influence you in any way?
Well, I fuck with the style, like, and he's been around. Like, he's somebody I've seen around and shit, along with Chaka, fucking, like, who else? Like, Revoke. Revoke is killing it, or he's still killing it. Saber, shout out to all the MSKs. Merch too. Merch was killing it at a young age. Like, who else? I know there's a couple of heads that I'm missing, but yeah, man.
After seeing your cousin's room, you're now seeing writers on the street. When do you start writing? Do you remember first picking up a marker and trying something?
Yeah.
How does that start?
It actually wasn't even a marker. It was one of the them little spray cans for the hairs, a little hair dye. So we dared my cousin Spud. We dared him, like, there was a yard across the street. It was like an empty yard. Some bomb was rocking. I don't even know what it was. I was so young. And we were like, hey, go catch a spot across the street. Not in those words, like, we didn't know what the fuck catch a spot was, but we were like, go ride across the street with that can. So he goes across the street, he's shaking the can, he's shaking it. And me and my other cousin, Mado, we're across the street. And the other cousin, he's over there catching the spot. He's about to catch the spot, he looks at us. He was like, what do I write? And I'm like, I don't know, we look at each other, we're like, I don't know. And then I thought of it, I was like, write a LA. And he writes a LA in like fucking fluorescent pink. Like, and then my other cousin, my other older cousin, which is Tex Road Dog, the other cousin that had the room and whatever. He was staying with us. He comes through and he's like, what are you guys doing? And he sees my other cousin, he's coming out the yard, like fucking going under the fence and shit. He's coming out the yard and my mom pops out. And she's like, what are you guys doing? And we had already told my cousin, like, yo, like, we just caught a spot across the street. And my other cousin, he's like, look, Tita, they rode across the street and my mom looks at us and we get in trouble. I'm like, I look at my cousin, I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, we were young too. But that's my cousin, man.
How do you get punished? Do you get punished?
Oh yeah, you get the slipper to the whatever they hit.
Your cousin's writing. What about you? When do you pick up your can?
When do I pick up my can?
Now that you're seeing your cousin writing LA.
I actually don't even remember, bro. I think I stole a marker from my cousin. Yeah, I stole a marker. I wrote his name. My other cousin, the one that used to live with us, the one that I told my mom about. Because he was a graffiti artist too. But
Did you know that your cousins were all heavily involved in graffiti growing up?
I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really think of it much, but I just wanted to do what they did. So whatever they did, like, I just picked it up.
Do you know how they first started writing or who influenced them to get into it?
I think it's the whole culture because they both DJ. My cousin Tech and my cousin Ray, they both DJ and they would throw like house parties and shit. Like they were sick into the turntablism, like hip hop. They would take me to Fat Beats, Workman's. Like that's how I learned about all this shit.